everyone. We are going to get started with the program portion of our thank you celebration this evening. I want to thank all of you for being here, taking the time to join us and celebrate a very successful 2019 United Way campaign. We are on target to, for sure, meet but possibly exceed our campaign by the end of January. And so we're really close right now. We're about $9,000 away. And when I look at what came in last year in January, we should easily hit that target. So thanks to all of you for giving of your time and certainly of giving of your resources to helping us make this community even more successful and make it a better place for all of our residents. So thank you very much. I want to start tonight by recognizing Nicole Pemble. And Nicole works at Solaris, and in her spare time, she hangs out with me. She was our campaign chair this fall, and really did an exceptional job. And when you're the campaign chair, and there's many of you in this room who have taken on that role over the years, but when you're the campaign chair, you agree to come out and represent the community and ask folks, really peer-to-peer to give to the United Way campaign and help us move the needle in impacting 20,000 lives here in the communities that we serve. So Nicole was out with me for almost 50 presentations that we went into different companies around our communities of Southwood and Adams counties. Met with folks and really talked about why to give to the United Way, what impact it makes, and why creating lasting change is so important. And so I would like Nicole to come forward. Nicole, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your exceptional job in getting members of the community to engage with us. And I just want to present you with this plaque. It says, thank you, Nicole Pemble, 2019 Campaign Chair. I'm getting my fingerprints all over it. For your commitment, leadership, hard work, and dedication to our communities. So, thank you.
All right, well, thanks you guys for being here. We couldn't have done it without you, all of you. And I didn't really prepare anything to say, so just thanks for everything you do. Every single person in this community and every single person here has been such a huge support for United Way and such a huge, we're such a great community of givers. I see it all the time, and being on this board, I've seen it even more. So thanks you guys, appreciate it.
Stay here. Don't run away. Okay, if you don't have a program and you would like one, if you just wave your hand around, Jody can get you one. So if you would like one, you can get one to follow along. But the next group of people that we would like to bring forward are those who really go out of their way to help us connect with companies. So our United Way staff is not very large. We'll say we're small but mighty. And we really need loan executives and division chairs who are volunteers within the community. Their companies say, yes, you can use some time to connect and be the liaison between United Way, and each of them works with 4 to 5 different companies in the community where they get them their materials, do follow-ups, meet with them, help them have a very successful United Way campaign. So our loan executives and division chairs for 2019, if you are here, we would like you to come forward for just a small token of our appreciation, and then if you just go straight back to the backdrop, Jody will take your group picture really quick. Then we don't have to catch you after. So, Brian Ashbeck from Time Federal Savings Bank, Deb Druke from Aspirus, Heather Garrett, Wood County Government, Jason Grunenberg, Wood County Government, Brian Hansen, Next Home Partners, Chris Inda from Coldwell Banker Stewart Realtors, Joy Kastenschmidt, Doorworks, Javen Radke from Wood Trust Bank, and Jesse Voigt from Key Savings Bank. I want to say, thanks to all of them for their extra time, and your efforts were exceptional, so thank you. We're going to have a picture of Brian's, 2 Brian's, all right, here we go. The Brians stand out.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, next is loyal contributors, and this is a program that United Way Worldwide put into place about 12 years ago. I'm really thinking about, we've recognized for many years, actually for 70 years, we've recognized leadership giving, which is giving at certain dollar amounts. But there's also a lot of people who have given to United Way for a long period of time in different ways, or maybe perhaps lower than the leadership level, or they've given of time, talent, treasure. So it's really thinking about loyalty to the organization. So I'm going to ask you, if you have been giving to United Way, whether it's our United Way or in another community, if you've been giving to United Way for 10 or more years, please stand. Stay standing. Okay, and then we're going to do that whole sit down thing, right? So when I say the next number, if you're following there. So if you've been giving for 15 or more years, stay standing. 20 or more, stay standing. 25. 30. 35. Oh, look at that. Pam, any idea how many? I was just going to look and see where I found you in the list. Pam and Cindy? How many? Do you know? About? 40. Without people. Awesome. And Joanne, were you still standing back there?
Yes.
How many for you?
Well, I've been working 40 years, so.
Excellent.
35-ish, that's a good read, sure.
Very cool. Thank you. Thanks to all of you, but certainly those who have stayed loyal for a long time. And I would encourage you to take a look at the list that's in the program, because we've got folks on that are at 70 plus years that have been donating to our United Way campaign. So thank you, and have a round of applause for all of our loyal contributors. Okay, the next thing that we want to do is recognize another giving community, and that is our leadership givers. And so I will ask you to come forward when your name is called, and Nicole will present you with your envelope or your plaque if you don't have a plaque. And for those who are unaware, this is the leadership giving plaque. So this is given the first year, or once your plaque is full, then you get a new one. But this is where you record, or you stick on your year tags that shows your commitment to United Way and leadership giving. So we would like you to come forward. You don't have to have your picture taken. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. But we would like you to come forward, please, to receive your year tag and or plaque. So first is Brian Ashbeck. Andy Barnett. Kelly Borkert. Craig and Sunshine Broren. Jason and Kelly Dietz. Oh, crash, we didn't leave an aisle.
Yeah.
New location, we'll do it next time.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, there's Jason. I was like, I know I saw you. Doug and Stephanie Drexler. Amy Funo. Jessica Fox. Chuck and Gail Gibbons. No, you go. Brad and Mary Gustin. Brian and Thea Hansen.
I'm closer.
Phil and Ann Hartley. He did threaten to talk, so I have to move away with the microphone before he comes up.
Are we supposed to keep speech, Terry? I said I was going to sprint the whole way up, but I didn't.
Jeff Kulik and Cynthia Hickey.
Thank you.
Joanne Kaiser. Lynn Knight. Chris and Pam Malik. Ron and Deb McCabe. Susan Molinaro. Patrick Muldowney. Carrie Priest. Julianne Ronick Stoltz. Sue Sipple. Fred and Shelley Stitch. Terry and Amy Whitmore.
Thanks, Terry.
Keith Wilkes.
Thanks, Keith.
Lisa Wolf. And Dale Woodfork. And Nicole.
You take Dale's too. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So our leadership giving community is represented by 212 households, which represents, so those of you who were just called up, represent collectively 47% of our individual donors. So when we think giving, okay, so not company giving, but not of our total campaign, but of individual giving, it's a pretty significant percentage of our total overall campaign. So we couldn't do what we do in the community without all of you. So thank you very much, and a round of applause for leadership givers. Each year for several years now, 7 years, we've done a campaign sweepstakes, which has been in place to draw new donors to the campaign, has been the goal, or increased giving. And so we did have our sweepstakes again this last campaign, and the sponsors will be recognized in a little bit, but I do want to just call out who the winners were in case you missed it on our social media or in any of in our press release. We did have 5 $1,000 cash winners. Those prizes, again, were sponsored by local companies. It doesn't come out of giving from the community. And I don't think that any of them are here, but I do just want to call them out. So we had Paul Hoffman from Domtar, Michael Statz from Gunderson Mountain View Memorial. Cole Deneen is a community member. Kitty Gross is a staff person at the YMCA in the Child Care Center. And then Dave and Diane Peterson, retirees from Consolidated Papers. And actually, I had to hunt them down in Arizona. I didn't get to go deliver their check, I just mailed it. But they had already left for winter, and so it was a little bit of a challenge. I finally just put something in the mail. But think about this day and age, if you got something in the mail that said, hey, you won $1,000, like, do you take it serious or do you throw it? So it was a little bit of a challenge. The phone number we had on file for them was not valid. So it was a little bit of a chasing game, but they were absolutely thrilled. So we were able to deliver that last prize, and we'll connect with them when they're back in Wisconsin Rapids. So congratulations to them. The next item that we want to focus on is some company awards for per capita giving. And so these are listed on the back side of of the agenda if you want to follow along. But we'd like these individuals from these organizations to come forward to be recognized. And then if Jody could take your picture, we would appreciate that. So the first group is per capita giving, and I'm looking at the bronze awards. So their per capita giving in their employee group was between $70 and $99 per person. So the first is child caring. Oh, sorry, Kelly. Okay, DoorWorks. Is anyone here from DoorWorks? Fay Printing. The employees of McMillan Memorial Library. Mr. Barnett, employees. You're gonna make her get her picture taken all by herself? Okay. Yes, okay. All right, congratulations. The employees of Mid-State Technical College. Rapids Ford. West Rock. Wisconsin Rapids Fire Department. And Wood County Health Department. For per capita giving in the silver award is giving of $100 to $149 per employee, and the first is Lycon. Next is the employees of Next Home Partners. He's got two of his partners sitting here that are sitting, so. The employees of Paper City Savings Association. The employees of Solaris. Nicole's the only one here from Solaris. Okay, you'll have to go get your picture taken. The employees of Wood Trust. And in the gold for per capita giving, which is $150 or more, we have Enbridge Energy. Urco Worldwide. The Nakusa Public Schools District Office.
You guys again. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Oh, we got a picture. Here.
Paul Gross Jewelers. And then the United Way staff as well qualifies. We'll get our picture after. I'd also like to recognize all of the members of our board of directors who are present. So if you are a current member or incoming member of our board of directors, would you please stand? Thank you very much for your leadership and guidance and support throughout the year. You do a fabulous job and are very committed, and I very much appreciate all that you do. Next is participation awards. So this is organizations that have a high level of employee participation in their campaign. And we only have qualifiers in the gold area, so everyone's gold. So for 95% or higher participation, we recognize the employees of the Family Center. The employees of Fay Printing. The employees of Key Savings Bank. The employees of the Nakusa Public Schools District Office. The employees of Park Place Adult Day Service. The employees of United Way of Southwood and Adams Counties. Wisconsin Rapids Fire Department. Wood County Clerk of Courts. Department.
Oh,
Now I'd like to recognize our United Way staff, and I don't, oh, Stephanie's here, okay, I thought maybe she was hiding in the other room. So, Amy Fluno is in the back. Amy is our 211 director, and she also does some work with 211. And then we have Stephanie. Stephanie is our director of office operations. Jody is the stand-in photographer. She's our community impact director. Taylor Pemble is not here this evening. She is our marketing communication and volunteer center coordinator. She has the flu, and I said, you have to stay home. So she really wanted to come. She was really feeling like she should be here, and she said she had a fever, and I said, oh, you stay away. So we miss having her here, and she would have otherwise been the photographer. But that is, and then we also have Lynn McGrath, who is a part-time employee in our 211 call center as well. So that rounds out the group of 6 of us. The next award is our Community Service Award, and this is for organizations that have 25 or more employees. They demonstrated a 10% increase in giving over last year and have at least 75% participation. So there's a lot of different little milestones to meet with that one, and we do have 3 of those to award this year. And what they have is they have a plaque that indicates the Community Service Award, and then they get a year tag. So if they're new to Community Service Award, they would get the plaque. Otherwise, they're going to receive a year tag. So the first is Fay Printing, and Wood County Health Department. And I think, I do need to just call out Kathy's efforts, because Kathy has always stayed after this Community Service Award. Like, she's always been very diligent in working with their team and saying, guys, we have to do this. This is important. We need to make sure that we do it. And I've not just heard her say it, but I've seen her demonstrate it. So thank you for your leadership, Kathy, and making sure that the health department continues to receive that award. Thank you. Thank you. And Rapids Ford. Another group that I'd like to recognize is our partner programs. So our United Way helps to fund 30 partner programs. We have 10 initiatives and 6 coalitions, but those partner programs happen through other agencies in the community. So they align with our goals on our agenda for change, and we help to fund their programs, which we move toward a like goal. Okay, so if you are representing one of our partner programs, if you would please stand. Mark, please. So thank you for all that you do to help with impact. Certainly, when we roll up all of the programs, coalitions, and initiatives, it's nearly 20,000 people that are impacted within the communities that we serve. So that's very significant, and we thank you for your leadership within your organizations. And the inside of the back cover of the program tonight lists all of those programs so that you can see when you're supporting United Way, what it is that your dollar is going to help fund. Live United Small Business Circle. This is something that we started kind of new last year in trying to get small businesses on board. I think I lost my sheet. Getting small businesses on board with us to give to the campaign. And maybe they don't have an employee campaign yet, but we're working on that. And so this is small businesses giving corporate donation to, thank you. To help us mobilize, the work that we're doing, but to get them involved, and then hopefully that translates eventually into an employee campaign where, maybe they only have 3 or 4 or 5 employees, but it helps us build that relationship and then transition them into an employee campaign. So on the sheet that looks like this, that has the pictures of the sweepstakes winners on it, you can see who those small business 365 members are. And so if any of these are present, I would like you to come forward. They get a window plane that they can display at their business. And so Small Business 365 would mean they're committing to $1 a week, or $1 a day. So they're going to commit to $1 a day for the year, and then we have a second tier where they give $500 and up. So in our Business 365 circle, we have 8th Street Auto, CHIPS of Wisconsin Rapids, Rapids Awards and More, Revision Eye Care, SK Construction, and Woodland Veterinary Clinic. And then in the leadership of Small Business 365 is A1 Services of Wisconsin Rapids, Cranberries Limited, Elm Lake Cranberry, Gaynor Cranberry, Glacial Lake Cranberry, Searles Cranberry Company, Jeff Clark and Associates, Members Advantage Credit Union, Nakusa Port Edward State Bank, and Palmer Williams Plumbing and Heating. So all of those are, relatively new getting on board with this, and we hope to continue to expand and work through building employee campaigns within those locations. So a round of applause for the small business circle. Okay, so now we have our Live United Awards, which these are some special awards that as an organization we've identified certain businesses or organizations or individuals who have really helped us in the last year advance our mission and really enhance the work that we're doing in the community that we couldn't have done without them. And so the first that I want to call out, it's two companies and one individual. So if you're here, if you have representatives here, we'd like you to come forward. And this is in regards to our Born Learning Academy. So Connexus Cares, Domtar, and Denise Martell. So Born Learning Academy started in 2018. And what the Born Learning Academy is it's an opportunity for families of toddler, preschool, or infant children to come to a series of 6 workshops. They get a hot meal and then they have some instruction, and they really are learning about taking everyday moments and turning those into teachable moments and why those are important for the development of their child. We started really soft, is that fair, in 2018? So we've been offering the program in the spring, or I guess you can't call February spring anymore, winter. In the winter at Nakusa, so doing it at Humke Elementary, and then in the fall, holding it at Mead Elementary School. And so the idea is for a family to graduate, they need to participate in 5 of the 6 workshops. And so we know sometimes that's difficult, or there may be transportation barriers or that kind of thing. So we've had a lot of people participate on some level, but then we've also have another group of families that have actually graduated, so to speak, or moved their way through the entire program and really learned some very invaluable skills. This falls under staff leadership of Jody Friday as the Community Impact Director. Connexus Cares and Domtar in 2019 both helped to sponsor the program. So that's very important because there's materials needed, there's activities that are needed, there's costs that go with this, and it's having a huge impact. And Denise Martell is our instructor. And so she's been with us from the beginning, said, I'll really learn Born Learning, which is a United Way worldwide product. And so she has been instrumental in traveling with us to the different locations and making sure that these families are successful. So thank you to all of you as sponsors, and Denise as the lead, and Jody as the staff. So Born Learning is a huge success. We've got another one coming up in February. Yeah, do a big group. So for any of you who've been to our building back in the day was just a private residence, so it's pretty small, works well for 6 people, but doesn't always work well for things like board meetings or other types of committee meetings or gatherings. And so we have two partners in the community who are always willing when we say, could we please meet in your building? Could we please use one of your meeting rooms? And so I think it's very important to recognize them for being always open with their space and very welcoming and inviting and friendly. And so, I really, really appreciate both of these for everything. Time Federal Savings Bank, We hold our board meetings there and our our allocation meetings and a lot of different committee meetings. So Time Federal, if you want to come up, and McMillan Memorial Library also has been hosting all of our coalition meetings. So thank you to them. Oh, Andy, you have to come up. Now kind of jumping into a few campaign things. Want to just call out Econ Electric. For 3 years, Econ Electric has been donating Packer tickets to us, club seats that we can use as a raffle. And so this has been a nice supplement to our campaign. And so I just want to call out Econ, and I don't think Greg is here, no. So thank them for that generosity in our giving us the ability to raise extra dollars in a non-traditional United way. Next are our sweepstakes sponsors. So these companies have sponsored our sweepstakes, some of them for a long time, some of them are new to this, but really what they're saying is we will put forth these extra dollars, these advertising dollars to, we promote them when we're out and talk about these organizations, and then we have the prizes that we can award for our sweepstakes. So if the following would please come forward and be recognized for sweepstakes sponsorship. Aspirus, Heartland Farms, Next Home Partners, and Time Federal Savings Bank. On September 10th, we held our 47th annual United Way Day at McDonald's, which leveraged the maximum amount that we could, and so that's always the goal, is to raise as many dollars as we can through that event. And it's always fun because we as staff see people there that I never see them any other time throughout the whole year, but I'll see them at McDonald's each year for that event. So we know that we're maybe hitting a different audience than we do with some of our other events and things that we have going on. And so we are now just over $375,000 from the United Way Day at McDonald's event in 47 years. So that's significant. And I don't think we have anybody, I don't think Ron is here. Two organizations that put together one put it together to start with, and that was Time Federal Savings Bank. Back when they were River Cities Bank, they put together an event called Community Shred Day, where we could help people get their sensitive documents shredded, and they would donate $1 for each pound that got shredded. So we kind of had this little challenge, right? If we up to $1,000. So as long as we shredded enough, got enough people to bring their sensitive documents in, we could leverage $1,000. Well, I think it was maybe by the second year we were well over 2,000 pounds, and so said, hey, what do you think about us finding another sponsor? Because then we could leverage another $1,000. And so this has been a partnership hosted by Time Federal Savings Bank. They work with ShredSave, and then we also brought on board Bank Account Corporation, who sponsors the second 1,000 pounds. Now I will tell you, back in September, on the 11th when we held this event, we actually shredded over 3,000 pounds. So there's a huge opportunity of a lot of great efforts from the community to come out and help us with that. So Time Federal Savings Bank and Bank Account. On September 26th, Next Home Partners hosted their third annual Oktoberfest event. The first 2 years were held at their office, and then kind of outgrew that space and looked for a little bit different vibe for that. And this year it was held at Bee's Tap House. So Next Home, thank you for your efforts. Come on forward. And then we had a couple of companies that came back to United Way campaigns after several years of of maybe not having a campaign. And that could be for a variety of reasons. Sometimes the organization gets sold, sometimes there's change in leadership. But we had two that really made a strong effort to come back and really help us be successful in 2019. So the first is Acoustic Coated Products. I don't think Lyle is here. No. So the last time that they had an employee campaign was in 2008. And so we were able to, through work of some of our loan executives and some partnerships and people knowing people, we were able to revive that relationship. And now through their new leadership that they have, look forward to seeing a very successful campaign grow there again. And the other is Gunderson Mountain View Hospital. And Erin is here. The last time that we had a campaign there was in 2016. And from the 2016 campaign to this year's campaign, there was a 133% increase in employee giving. So Erin did a great job of connecting with employees and really talking about impact that United Way has. So thank you, Erin, and thanks for bringing the campaign back. And the last one I have around campaign is a company that really this year, the whole year, 2019, said, you know what, we're gonna do more. And they were already doing a lot. We're gonna do more. We really want to boost our leadership givers. We wanna maybe try some more fundraisers. We really wanna see what we can do collectively as a group. And they were amazingly successful. They saw a 46.3% increase in employee giving and an 18% increase in their fundraisers and events. This doesn't happen all by itself. It takes a lot of effort from a very dedicated group, and they were, I've really, in the last 11 years, gotten to know a lot of these folks, and I tell you that they're hard workers in their regular job, and they're really hard workers for United Way and for the community as a whole. So I would like our friends from Domtar to please come forward for a notable campaign increase. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, girls.
Now you all should hopefully be receiving a newsletter from us, a United Way newsletter quarterly. It might be electronic, it might drop into your inbox, or it might be printed. And so that is all done in kind, thanks to the generosity of two different organizations. One, Newmark Design and Print. Newmark prints our newsletter in kind for us. And we are able to do that on a paper donation from Verso. And so Phil, come on Phil, he's dancing back there.
You know you want to get
I'm
him.
still not gonna let you talk, but come on up.
Thank you.
He's still gone. You're running.
So thank you for helping us continue to get the word out by donating the paper for the newsletter. And then we have some media partners that I certainly want to recognize because they all too do just a phenomenal job of helping us spread the word or giving us the opportunity to do that through their channels. So the first is Wisconsin 106, which is out of Adams Friendship, and we have a monthly spot that we participate in there. I think they're here. The Wisconsin Rapids City Times Buyer's Guide. Is Heather still here? Heather's way in the back. So we try to get information in the Buyer's Guide as much as we possibly can, and in other print media, but they really go above and beyond and give us, say, how can we help you? What can we do to make United Way even more successful? So thank you, Heather. And the last media partner that I want to recognize is we're very active with, and they're very, very active in the community. And really, if you're a nonprofit in the room, you know that WFHR, WLJY goes out of their way to make sure that we are successful and that our information is shared with the community. And we have a monthly spot where we go in for Morning Magazine for 30 minutes once a month. And we also have a lot of PSAs, and we have a lot of opportunities to really promote any sort of events, promote the campaign. And I actually had the honor and the privilege to fill in for Carl Hilke when he was sick, starting in May until the time of his passing. I had the opportunity to stand in for him on some days on the morning show, and that was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. So Pam, will you come up? So Pam's coming up to represent WFHR, WLJY. And all of her efforts in making sure that we get airtime and we get PSAs and we get promoted, but most importantly, for the love that Carl and Pam have shown the community. Thank you very much. So that's the last of the awards. Did I miss anybody? Everybody who said, if we sent you something and you said you were coming for an award, you got it, right? Just making sure. Okay. So, thank you so much. Thanks for not just your time tonight, but thank you for being invested in this community. We hear a lot, we United Way, but we as just citizens of the community, we hear people talk about what's wrong with what, oh, this or this, and, we're missing this, we don't have this. But my response to that is always, well, what are you doing about it, right? Because we all have a responsibility to make our community a better place. And you can do that in a lot of different ways. And most of you who are here do it in a lot of different ways. You don't just do it in one way. You care about the citizens, you care about as people, you want it to be better. We want to make our community better than how we leave it, right? We want the next generation to be successful. We invest in our youth to make sure that they can be productive citizens and prosper in the community. And so I just want to thank you for everything that you do as individuals, as companies, as organizations to make our community better. Because none of us can do it alone, and that's really the beauty of the United Way model, is that if everyone gives what's meaningful to them, whether that means a donation, whether that means of their time, if everybody gives what's meaningful to them, we can really rise the tide for everybody and make sure that everyone is successful. So thank you for being part of that. I look forward to a very successful and prosperous 2020 as we move forward. And thanks for being here tonight.